Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for all the support, the subscriptions, comments, likes, really means a lot. Let's jump into today's video. I'm going to be talking about how to read more books. The first tip I have for you guys is to actually buy books that are interesting to you. I know this sounds really dumb and obvious. There are a lot of social media gurus saying, read this, read that. This is the key to success. This is the key to your health, the happiness, money, all that good stuff. If those topics or things are not really interesting to you, then you're not going to end up enjoying the book and it's going to feel like a totally waste. Different than movies, if you start a movie that you find to be boring, maybe you finish it, maybe you don't. It's just 2 hours or so of your time that you wasted. But with a book, for me personally, it feels like if I buy a book and I just struggle reading it, when I find something boring, I read the same page over and over again. I find I'm forgetting what was on the last page. I get lost. I forget all the characters and what they're doing. That's when I know now that it's a book that's not really interesting to me. So find a book that you're actually interested in. Think about topics that you're passionate about. Go to a bookstore, just peruse all the different topics. Is it history? Is it fiction? Is it nonfiction? Is it business? Is it personal growth, psychology, whatever it is? Don't force yourself to read a book that you think is gonna suck or whatever case might be. The second one is to always carry a book with you. In my book bag, I've got 2 books at all times. Right now I have Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday and I've Outlived by Peter Attia. I know when I'm at work, maybe I have a little break, maybe I take my book bag traveling with me and I've got some time on the airplane. Instead of just perusing my phone or mindlessly doing anything else, I can pick up a book. I can read even a page, a chapter, whatever it might be. So that is what I found to be a good way to just make sure I have a book handy in case I have an urge to read. The next one is really important. It's about setting up your environment to make sure it's conducive to the habits that you want to do. For me, that's making sure I have books everywhere. I have books near my bedside and I have a stack of books. They're just options available to me if I want to read. I also have in my living room, I have a big bookshelf. Those have basically the vast majority of the books that I've either read or want to read in the future. I usually keep about a 50% read rate. Roughly 50% of the books on that shelf I've read before and 50% I've not. And whenever there's a book that's interesting to me, I don't really hesitate. I just buy it. If I have books all around me and I see the titles and I'm like, oh yeah, it makes it a lot easier to get into book reading. And that I've found has been a really helpful tip. And the last one is to designate dedicated book reading time. Actually pick a time during your day or before and after a certain moment where you're going to read. For some people, they wake up in the morning, either during the weekday or on a weekend, and they want to have a book while they have their morning coffee. And that's conjoining these things together. That is a dedicated time where you can read a book. For me personally, I like it as I'm going to bed. I'll take a book with me, I'll get in bed, read a couple pages, read a chapter, and that's how I really get into a good habit of reading, every day and reading often. Think about in your day, where can you have a book with you, read a few pages, and if you do that every day, you're gonna start reading through lots of books. So that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully this helps you read more. Let me know in the comments what you are reading, and I'll see you guys in the next one.